So, after the result of this weekend, what's the importance of moving past it and focusing on this upcoming match?
Fortunately for us, we have another chance to get to the final. So we kind of just got to let that one go. Look at our mistakes, obviously, learn from them, and then just go out and handle business. Really, there's no more games to look forward to like you do in the regular season. Now it's win or go home. So I feel like we shine in those high pressure situations. So yeah, just go out there and win. Simple as.
Right. What are some key takeaways from the last game that you believe might help you in the next round?
Just remembering how one small playoff or one small lapse in concentration can be big for the result. So just remembering to be on the right side of that, basically, making sure that defensively we're always engaged and locked in for every play. And then attacking-wise as well, obviously, taking our chances and making sure we convert. You need to score to win games, but you need to keep goals out of your net as well to really, succeed in playoff time and come back home with a trophy.
So now, obviously, this weekend having another home game, how important is the support from fans and helping the team bounce back?
100%. I'm sure throughout the year, the fans have heard enough times that they're our 12th player on the pitch. We need their support. They're just as important as we are in the game. And we just need them to come bring a hostile environment to the other team and obviously cheer us on. They give us our energy and our lifeline. We're at the end of the season, so that's very important for us to keep pushing in these games the longer they go on. Obviously, everyone, moves diligently when it comes to these games. No one wants to give up too much, so when we need that energy from them, it's perfect to have them there. And yeah, they've been great at it all season, so hopefully they can do it again one more time.
Awesome. All right.
So, from our side, just any plans for Halloween today, man? Anything going on with the team? Anything you're doing for Halloween?
Nah, me, I'm on a tranquilo thing. You know what I mean? I'm on a calma. Shout out Matteo Schiavone. You could keep this in the clip. Matteo Schiavone, calma. But for me it's just a tranquilo day. Obviously, there's gonna be kids coming to trick or treat, so I'm pretty sure a couple guys have that all sorted out for them. But yeah, man, just another day for me.
And back to the football, but this whole season, it just seems like whenever the big games have come, you've had one of the biggest roles to play in those games. When it was playing against TFC, you were tasked with marking Bernadeschi and locking him down in a game. Just this past game, you were tasked with marking last year's Player of the Year, Ali Musi. Just what is it about your game that just makes you stand out against these players that are kind of marked as marquee players throughout different leagues?
I'd say the biggest thing for me is just I love to defend. I think that's obviously my biggest strength, and I'm sure anybody that's seen me will agree and say the same thing. So, yeah, when I get tasked with a big opportunity, it's obviously what you've dreamed of as a kid. You want to play in the biggest games possible in your career, and fortunately for me, in those games, I'm just asked to do something that I love and do all the time, which is defend. So, yeah, for me, it's just cool. Let's just go out and take care of business. And obviously, as the game goes on, confidence goes on, and then it makes it easier. But yeah, I think like also looking back and being able to say I've had these performances against these players also helps going forward as well. It's like, okay, I've managed to deal with Bernadeschi, who a few years ago I was watching play in the Euro final at Wembley. Obviously broke my heart, but you know what I mean? Like, having played against that caliber and done well, it kind of like allows you to look forward and be like, okay, I can deal with a lot that's thrusted upon me, and hopefully, this weekend I just do the same thing.
And then you kind of mentioned it there, but you're playing in a lot of these big games, and you're still super young in your career. Just how do you look back at those moments, and even look back to when you were even younger, like a little kid, and just kind of like, what do you think about when you look back and you're like, wow, like I'm playing in these games and I'm still young in my career?
Fortunately for Forge, like we're blessed enough to be able to play big games pretty often. So I've never really gotten to actually sit down and look at everything properly. But obviously, once in a while, you get reminded, or you see or you remember a picture in your camera or something from a game. So obviously that reminds you then. But yeah, I think that's one thing that's kind of been a blessing is I've not really had too much time to dwell on one performance or one achievement with this club. thankfully, like, we were able to accomplish new things and play in other bigger games. But yeah, for sure helps. Like, and it's something that like I'm thankful for. That when my career is done, hopefully I manage to get to an even higher level. But I can always say that, you know, I started off here at Forge, played in these big games, learned, and got the experiences I needed. And I think we're starting to see the turnover of players moving on now to go and do those things. So obviously Kwesi's started that off, and as you guys know, that's my best friend. I don't think there's anyone that deserves it more, but you know, I think that we're starting to see the, how do I say it, the benefits of having come at a young age, played in these big games, and be prepared. So yeah, like I said, it's always nice to like look back at, but I don't really get too much time to dwell on it. We finish the season after like, what, 11 months? We'll go home for December, and then we're back again in January for the next season. So you never really get too much time to ponder on it, and that works well in both ways. Good games, bad games. So yeah, just credit to Forge and my teammates, and obviously the coaches for allowing us for putting us in a position to be in these big games year after year.
And then just last question, but just to this game specifically, Ottawa over the past couple of years have kind of grown themselves up to be a little bit of a rival. Obviously, a team being from Ontario, a team earlier in the year, the pundits kind of said we're going to be the super team of the league. Just what kind of chip does that put on your shoulders or the team's shoulders to kind of prove that wrong?
I wouldn't say it's necessarily because of Ottawa, but I'd just say like the Forge culture is to go and win. I don't have to tell you that. The head coach can tell you that himself, and I'm pretty sure he says that countless times in interviews. But yeah, we want to go and play in big games and win. So for us, it's more of us. You know, we know that they're a good side. They have quality players, of course, and they're gonna pose a threat. They're in the semi-final for a reason, but end of the day, whoever's thrown in front of us, we gotta handle business and win. So yeah,
Thanks, man.
no problem, man.